So you have a layover in Charles de Gaulle Airport and you're wondering, can I get out of the airport and go see Paris? And the answer is yes, you can. And we're gonna do it in 6 hours or less. Just for proof here, here's the time. It's currently 10:10. Let's get going. So we're starting in Terminal 2E, which is arrivals behind me, obviously, as you can see. And we're doing this on the probably craziest day we could be doing this, the day before the opening ceremonies for the Olympics here in Paris. If you wanted to go that way, you could jump on a taxi and get into town if you feel a little bit more secure with that, which is fine. Just make sure, if you do that you follow the official signage. You'll see stickers on the ground. Those will lead you to the outdoor section where you can get a taxi. And it'll have the set prices depending on which side of the city you're going to listed there so you can see and be sure that you're getting a good deal. If you go with the guys standing outside of arrivals, just milling about, asking if you want to ride because they know that you're jet lagged, that you're falling asleep, and you don't know any better, you're probably gonna get scammed. So follow the signs, go find the person in the high-vis vest who's actually pairing people up with taxis. They'll be legitimate, they'll have meters, and the meter won't even matter because you get a flat rate from the airport. It's set, you should know that. Now we're headed to the RERB, which is the train that's gonna take us from Charles de Gaulle into Paris. And today, we're gonna make sure to see Montmartre, Sacré-Cœur, get a croissant, get a coffee, Moulin Rouge, and lunch. That's the easy version. I think we can do a lot more than just that. So we're gonna have a medium difficulty version, which is gonna include seeing a really nice view of the Eiffel Tower from the Arc de Triomphe. And if we have time from there, we're gonna add a hard version, which is going to one more monument just to get a photo in front of it. And if that works out and things aren't completely falling apart, because again, half of the city is locked down right now and the river is completely locked down, then I have one last bonus for you. It's an Olympics themed bonus. I've already paid for it in advance, which is kind of the theme of this whole video, and we'll talk about that once we get to the train. We're leaving Terminal 2E right now. We're walking to the very center. We're gonna hop on RERB and we're gonna make it back here in time to jump on our flight in under 6 hours. Whew, let's go. Finding the RER is a lot easier than it used to be because they've added a lot of signage, way more than there ever was before. So follow those, follow the crowds for a little bit, but you'll see the big V on blue. If you have bags that you need to leave behind or you want to leave behind, you're in luck because Terminal 2 actually has a bag deposit. If you're coming through Terminal 1, you're gonna have to hop over here to drop your bag off, which will add a little bit of time. And of course, if you're flying from inside Europe, you're just gonna walk through security to get out. If you're flying from outside of Europe, remember you're gonna have to go through immigration, both exiting and entering the airport. So take that into consideration when you're making your plan. From 2E, the bag deposit is there, and there's a toilet right next to it. You'll see it, easy enough to find. Hopefully, there's not a line. And it's open from 7 until 9 o'clock. I don't know what the price is, so we'll put that on the screen. We're not checking a bag, so we don't have to worry about that. Here we are at the RERB station. There are a couple of apps that you're gonna wanna get. The first one is gonna be City Mapper. It's really easy, just download that and it's gonna be how you navigate your way through the city. The next one is EDF Mobilité. EDF Mobilité is how you're gonna buy metro tickets. The downside is you cannot buy an RER specific ticket on it. The upside is you could buy a day pass. The day pass is kind of expensive. It's normally about 29 euros, which round trip and a handful of metro trips in town would make it worth it, but we're in luck because during the Olympics, the day pass is 16 euros, which sounds absurd if you're just staying in Paris and maybe going to some event sites, but if you're making a return trip to the airport, is great. So that 16 euros for a day pass gets us to and from the airport as many times as we want for 16 euros. Of course, if you want to buy tickets on the spot, you don't have your phone, you don't have an app, then what you're gonna wanna do is come down to this floor of the RER station and look to the sides. You're gonna see these wood slats, and at the wood slats, you're gonna find the ticket stations. The lines usually aren't terrible. You're not gonna spend too much time here getting your ticket, and they solved a big problem, which was half the machines used to be just for recharging your Navigo, and they realized that was a mistake. So now you can get tickets at, it looks like, all of those machines. So you're gonna wanna grab your ticket, follow the signage to RERB, and since we're in Terminal 2, there is no wrong RER train to get on. They're all going to Paris. Just get on the next one to be leaving. You'll see a nice little terminal like this. And then for me, because I have my day pass on my phone, I'm just gonna be able to touch my phone down and walk on through. Literally just that easy. I love this. If you really wanna maximize on time, you're gonna wanna walk towards the front of the train. Getting out at the front of the train in Gare du Nord, or the train station of the North, is our first destination. So once we jump out there, we're gonna wanna get out at the very front of the train station, which is the southernmost face, which in our instance is gonna be the front of the train. So that could save you a little bit of time. All the way to the front of the train in 13 minutes. You know, it's always nice to jump ahead a little bit. Yeah, and away we go. I'm Jay Swanson, by the way. I've lived here for almost 10 years, and you might be saying, but Jay, you excrete Parisian experience. You could probably do a day like this in your sleep, which is true, but we've set this up to be an extra challenge for ourselves in 2 ways today. One, we're doing this on July 25th, which is the day before the opening ceremony in Paris and the height of security for the Olympics. And two, we're filming. We're not only filming this video, which hopefully you're enjoying right now, but we're filming reels for the Paris in My Pocket Instagram. You can enjoy those as well. We'll have some tips and tricks and some stuff you might not see here. One of the things you should know, if you are doing a layover in Orly, the airport that's south of Paris, you'll have an even easier time doing this because line 14, the automated express train, just opened up. We're also traveling with my dog today, which makes things a little bit more complicated just because he has to stop and sniff and pee on everything. All right, Gare du Nord. It is 11 a.m. We made it in 50 minutes. From 10:10 to 11 o'clock, we're in Gare du Nord. You're gonna check out with your ticket. In my case, I'll check out with my phone. And then you're gonna need to go up another level of stairs to walk out the front entrance of Gare du Nord. Once you're out of the RER, you're gonna wanna go up the stairs to the main entrance. Probably the easiest sign to follow is for Hall 2 with the Union Jack on it. And then we're gonna go straight outside. All right, once we exit, we're gonna take a hard right. Like you stick to the front of the train station, and then you're gonna get to Rue Dunkerque. Literally, take this right and go straight, and just keep going straight. The first intersection you come to does momentarily confuse, I'm sure, but the goal is to angle around it to continue going straight. So we're gonna cross 1, 2, 3 streets, and that'll put us back on Rue Dunkerque. Anvers. When you get to Anvers, one of the nice things about not coming out of the metro is you're actually gonna see this really fun shot between these two buildings of Sacré-Cœur. If you would like to get a photo, nice sneaky shot there. So we got that shot, which is great. We're gonna go up the classic first part here at Anvers. This street is infamous for scams. A lot of scam artists, definitely watch out for pickpockets. Got our shot with Sacré-Cœur by 11:21. So we are an hour and 11 minutes into this so far. Of course, we're gonna go all the way up there and go through the church, but we're not gonna go this way because the stairs behind me are famously full of scam artists. We'll take a little bit of a little less intense way, but what we really want right now is our croissant. We're gonna get a croissant first, then we're gonna get coffee, then we're gonna go through the church, then we're gonna get lunch. If that's all you wanna do, this area is full of so many great places to eat, not this specifically, not this area, but down around here. So many of my favorite places to eat, drink, have coffee. There are a couple of great French restaurants. There's pizza, there's Indian food, there's a barbecue place. So make sure you grab my guide at parisinmypocket.com before you come so you can get all the options ready in advance and find what you're looking for. But most of you are gonna want a croissant. So we're gonna go up here and around the corner and vamoose. Let's go. Of course, you could always grab a really fun and cheesy souvenir right by Anvers, but we're gonna try and find a shop that might have something a little bit more fun if it's open when we take our break with our croissant. We're gonna go just past this really big bureaucratic building. You'll see the tower there, and then take a left. And then you're at Pampin. Uh-oh, Pampin's closed. Oh, they're on vacation. Okay, Paris, you just never know when stuff's gonna close, which is again why you might wanna get my guide so you have multiple options, and there happens to be a croissant just across the street that I know and I like. We'll get that, and then we'll go enjoy it in front of the I love you wall, assuming that's open. It is currently 11:32, so we're an hour and 22 minutes into this. We have a croissant, our emergency croissant, which still looks very good, and the I love you wall, very famous. And this park has recently been redone, so it looks very nice. Technically, dogs aren't allowed in here, but we were never here. That was good. From here, we need coffee, because like a dry croissant, don't get a coffee at a bakery. Just FYI, a boulangerie in general. There are a couple of bakeries in town that do good coffee. They're not here. We're gonna go back out towards the church, but take a hard right, and up the hill, we're gonna try a new coffee shop called Cœur, which means heart, which seems fitting for an I love you visit, right? I think so. Let's get out of here. Once you're done with the I love you wall, there won't always be this official Paris Olympics boutique directly outside of it, but you could get a fun souvenir there. If it's gone, then come on over to the Montmartre theme. There's some other stuff in there, some fun things. A lot of it's Montmartre themed, and you should find some great stuff in there that you can take home with you. That's maybe a little less cheesy than what you'd find down at Ambert. We're not getting a souvenir right now because honestly, this video is our souvenir. So let's go get coffee at Coeur. We're gonna walk away from this and around the corner. You could take an immediate right into the passage, the Abbesse passage that's there. That'll take you up some stairs to one of my other favorite coffee shops in the neighborhood. But we're going to Rue Ravignon. It is a steep hill, but the goal is to get to Coeur Café, which is not, or Coeur Coffee, which is not very far up the hill, brand new. And we want to give it a try. All right, so for 2 cold brews, an iced latte, an iced oat milk latte, and a cookie, it was 20 euros and 60 cents. Pamel. Ooh, and that's good. This is a great location. I love this so much. Let's get out of here. All right, it's 11:47. We have our cold brew. Have a cookie for a little bit of additional sugar. We're heading up the hill, and it's only been an hour and a half in change. We're gonna walk through this square at the top, and we're gonna find our way to Place du Théâtre, or the Artist's Square, just to make sure that you get, you know, your extra touristy spot. Place Émile Goudeau is a nice little spot for a break if you would like to sit and have your coffee outside. We would take an immediate right onto Rue Berthe to go straight to Sacré-Cœur, but because I know a lot of people are gonna want to go to the Artist's Square, we're gonna continue up the hill and zigzag around to find Place du Théâtre. It is currently 11:56 and we're in the Artist's Square, Place du Théâtre, almost to Sacré-Cœur. It's been less than 2 hours. We're almost done with Montmartre. Granted, normally I would advocate you do this slower. Come to Paris for like 3 weeks. We only have 6 hours, so let's keep moving. No slowness today. There's a line. I don't think I've ever seen a line wrap around quite like this before. Anyway, these lines to get into churches are usually pretty quick because it's just a light security check and they've got a good flow going through. You can tell the line's moving fairly quickly here. So I'm gonna do this. If you see a line that's this long, you'll know exactly how long it takes because I'm going in at 12:02. Well, I'm in line at 12:02 and I'll let you know when I get to the front of the line. We're gonna go inside. Make sure you enjoy the view from the front, but we'll get that when we come back out. Sacré-Cœur is one of my all-time favorite churches. Normally number 2, I think, maybe number 3, but with Notre Dame out of the picture for now, it's my favorite. I haven't been in here in a while. It's really inspiring. I love it. No hats, fellas, but sunglasses are fun. With mass going, we can't go all the way around, so we're gonna have to head back, which will add a total of like 14 seconds to this trip. All right, it is 12:15. We're 2 hours and 5 minutes into this shindig, which is pretty great. Don't forget to get the view out the front, but we still need to get lunch. If we go down the hill and get lunch, that will complete easy mode all within like 2.5 hours. However, before you go down from the top of the hill, if all you're doing is easy mode and you're not gonna follow us into moderate mode, which is where we're gonna go get our wonderful view of the Eiffel Tower, there is a view of the Eiffel Tower just over here. You're not gonna wanna miss. Walk to the right of the church, past the dog park, and you'll find in the corner a view of the Eiffel Tower. And if never gonna go just downhill, just get downhill, and we'll head to lunch in Pigalle. So this is the first time we're seeing the Eiffel Tower on this run. If you don't see it from the front of Sacré-Cœur, that's because it's off to the side. But I'm gonna take you to one of my favorite views of the Eiffel Tower after this on moderate mode, so maybe stick around for that. Are we gonna make it? Are we gonna manage to get through all of this in 6 hours? Not 100% sure, but I feel pretty confident about it. Yeah, I do. All right, down the stairs we go. All right, we've made it to Pigalle, and we're going to the right of Folie Pigalle. Right here, there's a bunch of different angles you can take off of this roundabout, but this is the one we want. Thing is, let's say you actually wanna sit down and have a meal. Maybe that's why you want to end your time in Paris here. There's some great sit-down restaurants, really good French restaurant on the way back to the train station. So we're gonna grab a little sandwich to go up here, and then we'll keep going with the moderate mode, and we'll leave you easy mode people to enjoy, you know, a really nice sit-down meal here. If you take this route, you also end up passing the really colorful basketball court in Pigalle, which we can get a shot of here as well. It's 12:56 and we're having lunch in front of the Moulin Rouge. It's not bad. We went to Dizaine, which is a really nice little spot for sandwiches. They do have a couple seats to sit there. We took ours to go so we could come enjoy the crowds. This is a fairly touristy location, but it is nice and breezy, thankfully. We'll eat this and then hop on the metro because you don't want to bring food with you on the metro to eat there. But we've been at this for 2 hours and 45 minutes, roughly, which means it's time to turn on moderate mode and go to Étoile and climb the Arc de Triomphe. It is exactly 1:10. Puts us 3 hours into this, exactly. And we're on the metro, heading from Blanche all the way to Charles de Gaulle Étoile. We're gonna go get a good view. All right, we got to Étoile, or Charles de Gaulle Étoile, 1:18. It is now 1:19, and we would walk up the escalator, but it's currently being blocked. So the fastest way out of here is not to go to exit 1 that has the Arc de Triomphe listed on it. The fastest way from here is probably to take exit 2. Just get above ground as fast as you can. All right, it's like 1:20 and we're at the Arc de Triomphe. Now, since we came out right split in the middle here, we can either go to the tunnel that goes under this roundabout and gets us to the Arc de Triomphe. It's on either side of the big fat face of it. So we're on the side right now. So we just need to go a quarter way around, either way here, and we'll get in. And I think we'll take the less crowded route. Avenue de la Grande Armée. A little out of breath from running up the stairs. Let's go. Get a quick peek of the Eiffel Tower, our second viewing of the day from down here, but we're gonna get a better one from up there. If you can see a fat face of the Arc de Triomphe, all you gotta do is look for a stairwell going underground right in front of it. And that's how you safely cross the intersection. Don't cross this roundabout on foot. Tourists do it occasionally and get hit by cars. Don't do that. Now, to save time standing in line for tickets at the ticket office, you can buy them in advance online, and they're by the day. They're not timed tickets. So all you have to do is know the day you're gonna be here, buy that, and then bypass that whole ticket line. And show your ticket when well, we'll have to get in line up here, but hopefully it's not terrible. We put an affiliate link below if you'd like to get that through Get Your Guide. Have it on your phone, be ready to go. You'll scan it when you get here. Now, you might be asking, what are you gonna do with your dog? Because I doubt dogs are allowed in the Arc de Triomphe. And the answer is, yeah, that's correct. No dogs in the Arc de Triomphe. Sadly, Cooper will never get to go up to the top, but that's why we have an intern. Fossil's gonna keep him down here for a minute. We're gonna go up. And now we've seen the Eiffel Tower from the top of the Arc de Triomphe, which is not a bad combination. This is one of my favorite, not free views of the city. Just overall, one of my favorite views of the entire city. You get a good panoramic view of everything without feeling so high up that you're not a part of it. You can see it on the Champs-Élysées, you can see Montmartre, you can see La Défense, and of course, you can see the Eiffel Tower, which is probably a big part of the reason you came into town today. Now, it's currently 1:36, so we've been at this for 3 hours and 26 minutes. We have enough time where we could hop on line 6 and go to Trocadero if it wasn't closed today. The problem is that they've closed down the whole river, and all the Olympic sites in Trocadero is one of those, so it's gonna be closed to us for now, so this is the best view of the Eiffel Tower we are going to get. But that doesn't mean we can't enter into hard mode now. We've completed easy mode and seen Montmartre, gotten food, coffee, a croissant, had a wonderful time. We've done moderate mode where we came to the Arc de Triomphe, all the way up to the top, saw the Eiffel Tower. If you wanted to spend some more time here, you could, before jumping on RER-A to RER-B and getting all the way to the airport. We're gonna take RER-A, hard mode, to the Opera and get one more monument in, and then if that goes well, we're gonna trigger the expert mode and get the souvenir that we all have been dreaming of from the Olympics. We made it. All good. All right, activate hard mode. Onto the Champs-Élysées and away from it as fast as possible. We're gonna go straight into the metro and take RER-A, one stop to Aubert to see the opera. 1:52, we've been at this for 3 hours and 42 minutes. Plenty of time. Not so hard, right? Hard mode. It's 2:02. We've been at this for just under 4 hours, and we've already completed easy mode, medium, and hard mode. We've seen Montmartre, we've seen the Arc de Triomphe, we've seen the opera. Now we go into expert mode for those of you that are really hardcore and you want a sweet treat on the way back to the airport. We want to give ourselves an hour to get back to the airport, which gives us just over an hour to play around with here. Do as you please. But we're gonna go grab a treat on the way out of town. It only took us 2 minutes to get to the platform at line 3. We're headed to Sentier to grab ourselves some special Olympic treats. Listen, if Cooper can do this, so can you. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Get get on the front of the train, take exit 2, and you'll find yourself at the top of Rue Montorgueil. Then all you gotta do is cross the street and make your way towards Tintin and the Captain Kissing. Once you've made it to Tintin and the Captain Kissing, take a right, and you'll find yourself at Bone Shaker Donuts. Bone Shaker is one of our favorite places, honestly. It's just the people are lovely, the donuts. It is like the donut shop in Paris, and it happens to also be vegan friendly. They're doing this special for the Olympics where you can actually pre-order Olympic ring donuts, which is pretty phenomenal. This is a snack for the train though. We don't have time to dilly-dally here. We need to get out of here. What time is it actually? It's 2:20. That smells really good. All right, it's 2:49 and we're headed back to the airport. I think we made good time. We made it all the way back. We didn't eat these on the train because obviously I did say something to the effect of maybe don't eat on the train. It's kind of a faux pas, but that doesn't mean we can't eat in the airport. We figured we spent about 75 bucks per person today, but this is like 27 euros. So obviously you can cut down on that cost if you want to. I don't think you should. That's really good. If, however, you'd like a bunch of different options that you can jump on during your layover in Paris, be sure to get my guide at parisinmypocket.com. Tons of recommendations. This is the donut shop on there, but you're gonna get a lot of other stuff. Anyways, I'm Jay Swanson. This has been Paris in My Pocket's guide to doing a 6-hour layover in Paris. We had a good 35 minutes to spare. Yeah, we're just gonna spend that standing here eating donuts. Donuts. Oh.